Big round of applause for Mr. Johnny Graham. And a multi-time world champion, recently made a Category 1 international referee, multi-time world champion from Nebraska, USA, Mr. Bill Sindelar. These three on the end there are the jury table, ladies and gentlemen, overseeing everything. And last but not least, good friend of mine. He's my roommate while I'm here. He says that I snore. Big round of applause for this Masters world champion, Billy Red Light Clayton, New Jersey, USA. Gentlemen, would you please get to your appropriate positions? We are going to start in exactly 1 minute.
All right, we're coming at you live from the Columbus Convention Center at the 2016 Arnold Sports Festival. This is Ryan Carrillo speaking, and I'm here with Gary Garon.
Oh, glad to be here with you, Ryan, this morning. This is going to be a great morning of bench pressing, and it's just an honor to be here and be a part of this great festival.
Absolutely, and we're about 25 seconds away from starting. Our first lifter is going to be Mariana Nemova of Russia, and she is actually quite famous on the internets. And this is going to be her, I want to say her IPF debut.
All right. I heard that she's only 16 years old.
She's
is that
very,
correct?
very young, and her oopening attempt is 221 pounds, which is pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's going to be a good morning. Her 220-pound opener, I'm not sure what the world record is for.
It looks like
her
it
age group.
is 119.
Okay,
so
119 kilos.
Oh, no, it's 140 actually.
All right, that's a ways. That's
yeah, she's a bit off, but
yeah, and I don't know if that would be the raw record.
Oh, that's
I imagine it is.
Right. For those of you that don't know, Classic Raw Bench is a new addition to the IPF calendar, and along with that came world standards in the bench press.
Okay.
I'm not sure quite what those world standards are, but I have a feeling this morning we're going to see a lot of world standards set.
Perfect. All right, the bar is loaded for Mariana here this morning.
Great thing about the Arnold is it's an international event. Mariana is one of representing Russia, which is one of 6 countries that are here this weekend at the Arnold Classic.
I also saw in this flight there is a lifter from Canada.
And there's also a lifter from Austria.
Okay.
His name is Christian Wackernell, and last year he was over a 600-pound attempt, and it looks like he's opening at a 628 raw bench, so that'll be pretty incredible. Easy press for Mariana. Very easy.
Those of you that aren't familiar with the commands of the bench press, the lifter takes the bar out of the rack at his own time, and he waits for the start command from the head judge. He takes it down to his chest. When it's motionless, the head judge will give him the start command. They lift it till it's locked out with both arms. It has to be locked out evenly, but it can go up unevenly, but they lock it out together, and then they hold it until they get the rack command from the head judge, and then they put it in the rack, and oftentimes the spotters will perhaps help them put it in there. Now we have Jade Dickens as the lifter, 107.5 kilos, 237 pounds. When the bar is loaded, they get the command that the bar is loaded, and the lifter has 1 minute to begin the lift. So Jade takes the platform there, gets on the bench. She's in the 84-plus kilo class this morning.
After Jade, we have Tammy, and then after Tammy, Jennifer Thompson comes up, and we'll start off the war between herself and Dennis Cherry that we're all looking forward to so much.
That's going to be great. That's a Wilkes formula battle. Very clean, easy opener for Jade.
For those of you that don't know, today's winner is based off the Wilkes formula. So first place will be the highest Wilkes, and Jen and Dennis every year go head-to-head because they are the 2 best bench pressers on earth. Yep. And this year we will see who will come out on top. In years previous, it's always been Jen. We'll see what Dennis has up his sleeve this year.
Yep. It'll be interesting to see. We're in the back doing our broadcast, and we are unable to see how big the audience is out front, but I'll guarantee you by the time Dennis Cherry gets out there, there's going to be a big crowd, and word will spread. And as people come into the venue, they come by this big hallway on their way, and they tend to stop and watch our power lifters. And when Gino gets them cranked up and brings them in, you're going to hear a lot of noise perhaps in the background of our broadcast here. But Tammy Walker is a lifter. She's in the 84 kilo class, lifting 110 kilos, 243 pounds.
Tammy is a multi-time world team member, and I believe she will be in Rodby, Denmark this year on the equipped world bench press team.
Nice.
As a master.
On our screen, you can see that they put platforms under her feet. That helps her get a good arch. Nice, easy opener for Tammy. All right, here comes one of our featured lifters now, Jennifer Thompson. She's opening with 276 pounds, 125 kilos.
She is the greatest bench presser of all time.
Oh.
I don't know if you know that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
The
310 pounds
highest
raw. But 310 pounds raw as a 63 kilo female lifter is
it's phenomenal.
She benches more than most men.
Oh, yeah.
And her Wilks shows that. 276 is always her opener. She's going to blast it, and then we get to see her go to work.
All right. She's a great athlete. She trains. If people could follow her program, it would be nearly impossible to keep up with what she can do. She's just phenomenal. I've seen her do reps with 225 on YouTube that makes a lot of football players jealous. All right. She's like a machine on the platform.
Absolutely. This is going to be quick. Don't blink.
You know, another thing, Ryan, I want to point out with Jen, you notice how long her stroke was. We're going to see bench pressers today that are big-chested, big arch, and things like that.
We're doing a replay. Here you go.
Okay.
Jen Thompson, 276. Easy press. Let's see what she goes to next. Bonica Law is up, and Bonica had an incredible day yesterday. She actually made history, becoming the first woman to ever squat 600 pounds.
She had a world record day yesterday. She has had 3 full meets in the last month and a half. Now she's coming for a 4th meet in a row to do a raw bench. It's just phenomenal.
Yeah,
and
she is
opening at
incredible.
314.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's...
Bonica is one of the greatest lifters currently in the IPF today, I would argue.
I have a feeling that she must be feeling really good today to open this heavy. We'll see
Right.
how it goes for Bonica. And, you know, when I was talking about that big arch, Bonica's got a great arch. Her technique here, her bar stroke is very short. You can see that it's about 12 inches or less.
And you notice how she doesn't sink the bar into her chest like most
Right.
people?
Yeah.
She's staying tight in the bottom, and that helps her launch it up to lockout.
Yeah, keep those lats tight. All right, now I know that the next lifter, this Damian Franzalia, he's opening at 170 kilos. He's an M2.
And he's only 74 kilos. That's quite a big opener for a 74 kilo
It
man.
is, but it is a world record. This is a world record attempt.
Oh.
So they'll take a little bit of time, maybe. I'm not sure if they have to switch a judge out or not, but to set a world record in the IPF, you have to have international judges from 3 separate countries. So you can't have like 2 USA judges
Right.
and a Canadian judge. You have to have perhaps Virgin Islands, Canada, and USA. All right, Damien addresses the bar.
Yep. So replacing the judge.
Sure.
M2 world record. How exciting. The very first of the classic bench world records we're going to see today.
And M2 means that he's 50 to 59 years old. And in the USA APL, you have M2 A and B. And I'm not sure if he's an A or B, but in the IPF, he's M2, and that covers the 10-year stretch.
M2 that's
exclusively.
50 to 60.
Yep.
Very
Easy
smooth opener.
opener.
And look how wide his grip is. He has great technique for lowering that range of motion.
Yep. And with all due respect to a man that's over 50, a wide grip like that can be hard on your shoulders.
Absolutely.
It takes a lot of training, and I'm sure he's been bench pressing for many, many years and has those shoulders built up like that. You'll notice some lifters perhaps have a narrower grip, and that utilizes the triceps perhaps a little bit more than the shoulders, but he's got great technique.
We are slowly inching closer and closer to these monstrous bench openers. We're looking at the scoreboard right now, and I know you folks can't see it, but we have 2 people opening up over 600 pounds raw. It's absolutely amazing.
Yep. And with raw benching, the shirts are out of the formula or out of the equation, so it's probably money in the bank on these openers.
Absolutely. You're not having to worry about touching or
right.
moving out of the groove. So
Yeah.
these should all be smooth openers like we've been seeing.
Correct.
This is David Bootsomsey here. He is a 83-kilo lifter opening with 380 pounds. David is a good friend and training partner of Thomas Davis, he's only 23 and he's opening at a 600-pound raw bench.
Oh, wow.
So two big benchers training together. A little slow, but powerful lockout.
Yep. 3 white lights. I'm assuming. That's one thing that we can't see.
I see a yellow
back
card.
Here. Okay.
I think it might have been a 2-to-1 good lift.
Yep. One of the things that happened yesterday in the early session was that we had some lifters that got 2 red cards and a white card, and you can go to the jury and appeal that. Maybe we'll talk about that later in the broadcast. But he had only one yellow card, so it was a good lift,
yeah.
2 white lights.
Here's Jack DiBenedetto. Jack's a really well-known guy in USA Powerlifting. He's got quite a story. He's gone through a lot of injuries. He's never quit, and he trains absolutely insane. So I'm really happy to see Jack here. He's got an opening bench of 397 pounds. This should be a smoke show.
180 kilos. See, he's got kind of a narrow grip.
Yep.
And
his PR is 197.5. That was an easy opener. I'm sure we'll see him approach a PR on his second attempt. This is going to be his 4th Arnold.
All right.
So good for him. He's a 2-time New Jersey State champion and squat record holder. He's a full meat guy, testing his bench possibilities. Brandon Maddox is up. He's a new face here at the Arnold with the classic raw bench. I think we'll be seeing a lot of new faces as people start training more that they can compete at the IPF level. So Brandon with his 408 opener at 74 is setting the tone early.
This is a great platform for these bench pressers to have it at the Arnold like this. They get a lot of exposure. A lot of our national bench meets perhaps aren't as well attended.
Right.
And, and this live broadcast that we're having today is very, very good.
Right, people get to see the bench press, see that you can compete in the USA Powerlifting if you just want to bench press. I myself am a bench-only competitor, and I love USA Powerlifting for that ability. I can compete how I want, where I want, when I want.
Yep. Chris Walter is the next lifter. He's opening at 430 pounds, 195 kilos, and Chris is in the 93-kilo class.
It's kind of scary looking. There's some scary looking people in powerlifting. You know that?
And do you notice up on the score sheet it says women 93 plus kilos?
We have a bit of a typo.
I think there's a typo on that one.
That is not a woman.
No. We'll have to talk to Joe and Kathy about that. They're probably noticing it now and laughing. They do such a great job running that score table.
Yes. The Mark Steiners do incredible things for the organization, and they are a huge integral part of the Arnold Classic weekend, and we're very happy to have them on our side. Another close grip bencher. It's funny how you see that a lot with these raw bench pressers. It is very common. We saw yesterday especially the males in the raw challenge. I would say 90% of these men were benching with a close grip bench.
Yep. Do you think that the fact that his elbows kind of got out a little bit,
I think that was a function of he when he brought the bar down, he flattened out a bit. And then he flared immediately off the chest, and so that's why he struggled so much.
I think he'll come back and get that on his second attempt.
I think so, too. If he just needs to keep his elbows tucked, and I think he'll be there.
Yep.
Here's Clint Poore. This guy you've been listening to all weekend, and I know that he is a very popular person on the live stream for all you fans out there. Now we get to watch him lift. Clint's a very experienced bench presser. His PR is 207.5, and he's opening up quite close to that with a 195 bench. Let's cheer on Clint for all he does for us here on the live stream. And USA Powerlifting. Good opener.
Yeah, nice and easy.
He's a 7-time USA Powerlifting National Bench Press champion.
Wow.
A 6-time member of Team USA. And your favorite live stream voice here at the Arnold Classic.
Yeah. Maybe someday I'll get interviewed by him. All right, Leon Brown is the lifter now. 474 pounds opener, 215 kilos.
He's in the 105 kilo class, and Leon is a face we see here typically every year at the Arnold. Since we've had the SSP Pro Bench, he's a very experienced guy. You notice he's not wearing any wrist wraps. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah. Did you see Joe Sommer yesterday? Made that 800 and...
Matt Sommer.
Matt, rather?
Yeah.
No knee sleeves.
That's incredible. And talking to Matt, he's very proud about having no knee support. He's really loves it being 100% raw.
Yeah, and I'm sure that Leon has trained his whole life probably without wrist wraps.
Right, so why would he need
And
them?
he's used to that, not having that extra support.
No handoff either. He's probably a guy who maybe trains by himself and is confident.
Close
Blast
grip
it
again.
Up. Yep.
Just a beautiful...
I mean, look at the arms on this guy. They're incredible.
Yeah.
Huge arms.
He could be hard to reckon with here.
Absolutely.
All right. Or forced to be
All right,
reckoned
we're
with.
about to have the man himself come up. You're in for quite a show, folks. And one of the best things about Dennis is watching him get psyched up for a lift. He is the most confident lifter I've probably ever seen, and I love watching him lift.
Yep.
Enjoy the show, folks.
He's in the 93 kilo class.
He's opening with a 485-pound bench.
And this will be fast.
He's getting psyched. There he is. The man, Heavy D.
My eyes aren't good enough, Ryan, to see what Jen's first Wilks
It looks like
number was.
Jen's first Wilks is a 150.98. Dennis's is a 138. So Dennis has some ground to make up.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Dennis, he's the man, Heavy D, with the easy lift.
Yep. It'll be interesting to see what he puts in for his second attempt. I'm sure it's going to be north of 500
I apologize.
pounds.
That is actually a forecasted Wilks. So Jen went for a world record. It'll put her at 158.98. We're doing an instant replay here for you. Check out Dennis's bench, 485, down to the chest. Smooth lockout. Good lift. We're going to have our first bench attempt over 500 pounds. It's going to be Robert Zajac from Florida, and he's actually a raw bench press national champion, and he's going to be going to Classic Bench Worlds in Potchefstroom, South Africa. Zajac. I apologize. 232.5 kilos, 513 pounds on the bar for the 120 kilo class lifter out of Florida. He's a deputy sheriff and a proud father. So this man serves and protects, and then he benches.
All right.
Very powerful bench press. His arms are quite long, so I think that makes it a little bit more impressive.
Yep, very good lift. He serves and protects like my buddy Nick Tylutke.
Yeah, we're missing Nick this year, man.
Yeah, he'll be back.
He was here.
He'll be back.
All right, folks, from 513 to 601 pounds for Thomas Davis. Quite the big jump. Here comes the big super. Thomas is young. Thomas is only 23, and he's benching 600 pounds raw.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Super heavyweight. One of the nicest people you'll ever meet.
Thomas is a great man. He's actually a sheriff himself, too. So we have two police officers back to back. Thomas is the future of raw bench press for sure in the United States. I look forward to seeing him grow, and I look forward to seeing him blast this opener.
All right. I see he's a two-time national champion. Raw.
Wow. Holy
Oh
word.
my.
We got a yellow card from the front.
Oh, his head came off. Came off the bench.
Was that a good or a bad lift? Or just 2-1?
No lift.
No lift. His head came up. So he'll repeat that attempt. We'll see an instant replay. Let's keep an eye on the head. Yes, it does come up. Very powerful attempt. He just needs to keep that head down and he'll be just fine.
Yep. Tuck his chin a little bit, and whatever adjustment they make. Now we have the biggest opener of the contest, 617
This
pounds.
is actually over the full meet raw world record, which is currently at 265. This is 15 kilos over that.
Wow.
This is Christian Wackernell from Austria. Probably going to have to get a different judge in here.
Does he train with Ewald Enzinger?
You know, I don't know. That's Ewald behind him, isn't it? No? Not entirely sure.
No, got a USAPL shirt on.
Christian's been here the last 3 years, and his bench has gotten better and better and better.
I was just trying to look up there, Ryan. I can't see well enough to see what they weighed in at, but
they're very, very large men. Thomas weighed in at 196 kilos, so about 420, and Christian weighed in about 385. So these are very big men. Very short stroke for Christian. Great lockout. Wow.
Nice, easy opener.
Incredible.
He has a wide grip going on. Perfect
New
technique.
New world record for the Austrian.
All right.
Wow. All right, folks. We're going to go back to the top of the order. It's going to see Mariana Nemova of Russia. She took a 10-kilo jump to 242. Only 16 years old. It's quite a large bench press, and we're happy to have her here.
All right.
I hope she sticks with the IPF, and look forward to seeing her hit the second
These
attempt.
are trips of a lifetime for these athletes. You know, for us, we just take it for granted because it's kind of right in our backyard. Your backyard is a little further away than mine.
Yes.
Mine was only 950 miles.
Yeah,
Yours
mine was
perhaps
about
3,000.
3,500 miles, yes.
Yeah. But Mariana is a great athlete.
Yeah, and she's actually been in the equipped bench. I believe she's hit a 330-pound raw bench press. Or, sorry, 330-pound equipped bench press.
Okay.
And here she is lifting raw.
All right. We're honored to have her with us today, participating in this great event. Wasn't it special yesterday when Arnold stopped by?
Oh, that was incredible.
Place
Well, I was
just
glad
went
to witness
crazy.
it. This is my third Arnold, and I've never seen him, and I got to see him yesterday. I'm very happy about
Yeah.
that. And he was actually J.J. Watt of the Houston Texans.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Originally from Wisconsin. JJ.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
That was a good second attempt, I think. Great number.
Yep. You notice the wide stance that she has with her feet. Some bench pressers tend to keep their feet more inside, and she has that wide. And I'm thinking that is.
I need that shirt.
Here's a replay of this.
I need that shirt.
Nice and solid. Sometimes, in my opinion, I don't know a lot about benching with a shirt, but sometimes you see lifters in their shirts have that wide stance because of that big arch, and it just helps them get their hips in the right position.
Yeah, you want to keep your knee below your hip if possible.
Yeah.
But most importantly is leg drive, and it depends on your build. Some people will need to have their legs out farther or closer to get the proper leg drive.
Yep. That's why we see some of the lifters have the boxes put under their feet to help get that good leg drive.
Absolutely. Leg drive is an integral part of having a big bench press. The bench press, contrary to popular belief, is a full body movement. It is not a chest movement.
Well, I myself, at my advanced age, get a sore back every time I arch.
That's a good sign.
There's a nice short stroke for Jade.
Jade is lifting in the pro bench tomorrow as well, so we'll see her in a bench shirt and see how she can fare tomorrow.
All
We're going to
right.
see instant replay of Jade's attempt. I think it was a solid second attempt. She had to push on it a bit, but the lockout was very strong.
Our next lifter, Tammy Walker, has chosen 120 kilos, 265 pounds. Tammy was a 2015 IPF Masters 1 World Bench Press Champion.
Incredible.
With a shirt. And then also national champion Raw
yes,
in the
and
U.S.
her best is 119 kilos, so this is actually going to be a PR for her.
And at 119, perhaps that was a world record because that would be a chipped.
It was probably an American record.
Okay,
I would say.
American record. M1.
Tammy's a great lifter, very sweet lady, and represents USA powerlifting well. Takes it down nice and tight. Yep. She's going to fight that. Not quite. That was a great attempt. I'm not sure what she can change to come back on her third, but I hope she can get it. Technique was great.
Yep.
Just right at lockout, she missed it.
I think she has a chance to get
We're
that again. Let's look for something here in this replay.
Let's take a look, Gary. Nice and tight on the chest. Elbows are tucked. Maybe a little more speed off the chest next time will help her fight through that little sticking area.
Yeah, perhaps a little more leg drive or something, you know. With lifting, especially when you're reaching your max attempts, the momentum that you carry from behind the curtain and getting jacked up and doing whatever you do, I think that affects that lift. And maybe she can do something when she comes back
get
the next
a little
time
bit
to be a
more
little
fired
bit
up.
more fired up. And
All right, folks, here's
all
Jen
right.
Thompson, new world record, 138.5 kilos, 305 pounds.
All right.
Absolutely incredible.
This is going to be a battle for Jen, but she'll. I'm confident that she's going to lock this out.
And I just noticed she's actually
It's a world record.
world record
For
attempt here,
Wilkes.
folks. Jen Thompson, the legend.
Yep. She's stalking that bar. Here she goes. Jen is a school teacher by trade. Teaches math.
She's a two-time IPF Classic World Champion, and she's also won equipped bench press world titles and equipped powerlifting world titles.
All right.
She's done it all. This is 1.5 or 2 kilos off her PR, so this is going to be quite an attempt for her. Great
Is
speed
that
for
right
Jen.
side?
Powerful lockout. Yep.
There it
That's
is.
a new world record for sure.
All right. I think she just gave Dennis something to chase.
And I just noticed something, Gary. I looked at the screen, and Christian Wackernell, the super heavyweight, is actually put in his second attempt to beat Jen's last attempt. We're going to see a quick replay of Jen's attempt. World record attempt, 138.5 kilos. What a woman.
Wow. What do you think she'll put in, 140?
It's going to be, knowing Donovan Thompson like I do, it's going to be to beat Wackernell's second attempt, because don't forget you have 2 attempt changes on the third.
Okay, just like the
So,
deadlift. All right.
They're probably going to assume that Christian will make his second attempt. It's only a 5 kilo jump, and so I bet they'll put.
So say, for
1
instance, she
kilo
puts
on
in 145. She can drop that to 142 or 141.
As long as the
or
bar
something?
has not been loaded,
Okay.
she can drop it.
Okay, they can drop. All right. Benika Law is a lifter. Benika Law, 332 pounds.
This is going to be a world record right here, 115.5 kilos. Wow.
Yep. Wow.
World record after world record. I love
Yesterday she set world records in the squat and the total. And also, I wonder if it wasn't the full meat bench press also.
it. She attempted it, but she actually missed it.
Okay. Ryan, you're like a machine. You know all these details. That's
Bench
cool.
press is my passion.
My passion.
Powerlifting is my passion. Yes. Bonica takes the bar out. She's not going to sink it and keep it nice and tight on that chest, and she's going to blast it. Not quite.
No.
Maybe she'll come back and get it on the second. She's having an incredible weekend regardless, so we're
Right.
happy to see her out here competing.
Would you classify Benika's hand position as wide grip?
No,
or
I would
the
say
narrow?
she could go wider. I would say she's on her ring finger,
Okay.
so that's actually quite narrow.
Yeah, so she could go out a little bit wider.
Yes.
She's a young lifter too. You have to keep that in mind. She has a lot of experience, but perhaps
Yeah.
as she gets a little bit older, she might move that out. That would shorten up her stroke even more. All right, David Batsamzi is the next lifter, 177.5 kilos, 391 pounds. David
5
was,
kilo jump. That was a very smart attempt change. His opener was a bit slow, so we'll see if he blasts this and he can take a bigger jump to his third.
would you say that normally second attempts are pushing their maxes?
In the bench press, especially a single lift event, I would say absolutely.
All right.
Because you're here to do one thing. You're here to set a PR or to win. As you can see.
Ooh, came off the chest nice and stalled on him. He'll come back and try that again. Lifters cannot lower their attempt. For those of you that may not understand that part of powerlifting, they have to take the same weight over again, or they can also increase if they wanted to go up by 2.5 kilos or 5 or whatever it might be.
So Damien is up next, and he's doing a world record, a Masters world record of 178 kilos.
Yep. Damian Franzalia. He was 2008 Masters Bench Press Champion, 6-time member of Team USA. It's another world record attempt for Damian. All right. I just heard Gino announce that this would also break the Masters 1 world record.
Wow.
We can
Incredible.
do that as master lifters. If you're a master 2, M2, you can, when you set a world record that's higher than the M1, you also claim that record. Doesn't happen very often, but it can.
Hopefully we're about to see it right now.
Yeah.
From Damien. Damien's got great technique. Wide grip.
There
wow.
comes the right side.
Wow.
Look at that catch up.
Amazing.
Wow.
Let's see 3 wides, judges. Good lift for Damien. New world record.
You don't see that happen very often, Ryan, where it gets that much off balance, and he had so much weight on that right side.
Here comes a replay for you, folks.
Watch this replay.
Watch this incredible drive right here. It's a bit off balance, like Gary was saying, but he fights through it and locks it out.
Yep.
For
You
a
can
new
see
world
just
record.
a couple inches below the lockout. You can line up the bar with the sign in the back, and you could see that thing was at an angle, and all of a sudden that right side just kept creeping up, and he locked it out at the same time on both sides, and it was a good lift.
Here's a 190 kilo bench attempt in the same weight class we just saw Damien. It's 419 pounds.
Brandon Maddox is your lifter. He's in the 74 kilo class also.
Here's another guy without wrist reps.
Yep. Narrow grip.
He took a 5 kilo jump. Let's see how this looks. Gets the start command down to the chest. Smooth.
Very nice.
To the top. Very nice. How much do you think he has left, Gary, as a coach? As an experienced eye, what do you think?
2.5.
I think so too.
Yeah. Yep, 2.5.
Yep.
If he wants to make that third.
Yep.
Let's watch this replay. Pay attention to the speed off the chest. It was kind of medium speed, and then it just kind of slowed down on the way up, but it was a solid lockout.
Here
All
comes
right.
Jack, 190 kilos, took a 10 kilo jump. I don't think he'll have any problem with this. I believe this is only 2.5 kilos off his PR.
All right.
So this is going to be a nice attempt for Jack. It's actually 7.5 kilos off his PR. This is a nice second attempt.
Jack DiBenedetto. You can see that's crooked again. He was unsuccessful in getting that right side to lock out.
You know, I think if he moved his grip out a bit, got that chest up more, he'd get out a few more pounds to his bench press.
Yep. We're seeing a few misses here in the second round through, and these guys are testing their limits on their second attempts. All right, Chris Walter, he missed his opener. He's coming back, tried 430 pounds again, 195 kilos.
This is Mr. Scary Pants.
Yeah.
You ever seen The Matrix?
Yeah.
He looks like Cypher from The Matrix. Let's hope he can come back and get this second attempt. He stayed with the same weight as his opener that he missed. Come on, Chris. Very nice. It was very quick pause from Bill Helmick.
I almost wondered
Good lift.
if he
He's
was
in the meat, folks.
anticipating. But he hit that perfectly.
Yeah, and you know, Bill gave the press command. So regardless, we're going to see instant replay. Let's see that press command. I think, you know, I think the press command was good. Perhaps the lifter
He jumped
cut it
on
about as close as he possibly
Yeah.
could without getting caught.
Yep. If he got 3 whites on that one, that's about as
All
close
right,
as he
folks,
can
here
get.
comes Clint Poore. He's been on the live stream all weekend, entertaining you folks. Let's cheer him on. He's an experienced bench presser. And he's here to bench press. Let's see him work. 446 pounds for Clint. A generous 7.5 kilo jump.
Is he a master lifter?
Yes,
Clint?
he is.
That's a master.
He was born. I don't see his birthday.
Born in
I believe
73.
73. Gets the start command down to his chest. Drives it.
Ooh.
Bar dips.
Yep.
Maybe he can readjust and come back.
Yep.
Maybe he got out of the groove a bit.
A little more speed off the bottom to get through that sticking point. Where's your sticking point, Ryan?
The lockout. Like
The
most,
lockout?
You know, most long arm lifters. I have a 7-foot wingspan, so it's at the lockout. But recently, I've actually been hammering my triceps, so the lockout's improved a lot for myself.
All right.
Here comes Leon, and that's part of the thing about bench press training. Really, that's different than the squat and the deadlift. Is you need to find your weaknesses and address them and train them.
Yep.
Because that's really going to help you out.
I'm right-handed, but I have that weak right arm on my lockouts, so I've been working on that a little bit.
You know, Jen Thompson has this trick. I don't know if she's ever told you about it. She has a weak arm too, and she actually moves her weak arm, or her strong arm, a little bit farther out to put more of the weight on her stronger arm.
I do. I cheat that way in a meet. When I work out, I try to stay the same. And
Leon gets to start.
He's got that big narrow
Close
grip.
Very
Look at those
powerful.
arms.
Look at that drive.
Man.
That's incredible.
Unbelievable, Leon. Strong man.
Definitely. Great bench. 496 pounds at 105 kilos. That's 231 pounds.
All right, here we go. Heavy D went up to 507.
Here's the man himself, folks. 507 pounds on the bar.
Took a 10-kilo jump. Dennis Cherry,
Let's watch him
93-kilo class.
Here he is, folks. Heavy D himself.
The Magic Man is showing us these multiple screens. That's awesome.
World record for Dennis Cherry, the legend. Some Metallica playing. What more do you want?
Yeah.
I live for this.
Yeah. There it is.
That was a lot harder than I expected from Dennis. I've seen him double that in the gym. Great bench, new world record. He's a little tired.
Yeah. I have another question for you.
Absolutely.
About bench pressing. When you get a quick press command, can that mess you up? Because, you know, if you're one of those kind of lifters
we're going to see an instant replay of Dennis's.
that we can address that in a second.
Quick press command. You know, I lift in gear. It doesn't throw me off.
Okay.
And when I've done raw bench press meets as well, it doesn't throw me off. I think it depends on the lifter.
Okay.
It's up to the lifter to be prepared for anything that can happen. That's a long press command. That's a quick press command. And when you're benching correctly, you're cocked and ready to unleash on that bar. When you hear the press, it's on.
Yeah, I've had one time where I was still sinking it into my chest and got the press command. I let it sink and went up, and I got busted for jumping or bumping it, whatever you call
Robert,
that.
He jumped
a
nice jump of 5 kilos to 524 pounds. I have some uneven lockouts right now. I wonder if that bench is uneven. It's a good lift, but I'm noticing these guys are uneven.
It appears their right sides are always lagging a little bit.
All right, folks. TD, Thomas Davis, back for redemption. Let's see if he can keep that head down. Yep. 600 pounds.
600 pounds.
It was speed work last time.
Yeah. I was wondering if maybe he would bump that up a little bit.
I think he made a good choice. You know, you want it to be easy, not have to worry about it. Now he just needs to think about keeping that head down, and he should be fine.
Yeah.
He's a sheriff. He's a hard-working young man. He just needs to calm down. I see the spotter, Mike McCard, who's a bencher himself, telling him just to calm down. Let's hope he can calm down and get this bench. I'm pretty excited right now. I want to see him be successful. I don't want to see him fail. Come on, TD. Head is down. Drives it, holds it.
Oh, my.
Very powerful. Come on, let's see 3 whites. Good lift for Thomas. 600. All right, let's see if he goes to war with Christian. We're going to see an instant replay of that powerful bench.
You could see him just heave that thing.
And he's
off the
uneven.
bottom.
Do you see how he's uneven on that bench? That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Christian Wackernell, 628 pounds, 285 kilos. This puts him at 153 Wilks, 153.99 Wilks.
Okay.
And if you notice, Jen put in to beat that by 0.01 Wilks points.
There you go.
That's Donovan Thompson's genius number calling right there. He probably, 141 kilos for Jen. You'll see it's coming up soon. But right now we have Christian Racanel of Austria.
All right.
628 pounds. New world record in the IPF.
Where is Dennis in his position right now with the Wilks?
I think Dennis is, especially after that second attempt, he's going to be
in
looking at third place.
Okay. You know, Jen is also a master age lifter.
Yeah,
that makes it even more special. She's an M1.
Christian takes the bar out, 628 pounds.
Short stroke here.
Very nice and tight. Drives it. Let's see. Does he lock it? No. All right.
Ooh.
So Jen is in the lead right now.
All right.
I think Donovan will bump that 141 third attempt back a bit.
Okay.
Just to make Christian go up 2.5 kilos.
Right.
Because you make Christian go up 2.5 kilos, and you're good.
Yep.
He's done.
I think the way that attempt looked, it could be that he could come back and perhaps make that on his third. But if he has to go up 2.5 kilos, it's going to be tough.
It's probably going to be game over. And as a coach, it's up to you to watch your competitions lift so you can make those kinds of calls.
Right. And that's real critical in a full meet also. Comes deadlift time, you need to be watching what your opponents are doing and how they're struggling with that second deadlift.
Absolutely.
And sometimes a third. But
here comes Mariana Nemova of Russia. Another, this is a 5 kilo jump this time to 254 pounds for the Russian lifter.
All right, we'll see if she can go 3 for 3 today. Look at that arch. She has just got great technique. And her feet are behind the front of the bench.
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
A little too heavy. But we're happy to see her here. 2 for 3. Hope to see her back. Hope she goes to Classic Bench Worlds. Next up is Tammy Walker. She missed that 120 just barely last time. Let's see if she can get some more speed off her chest to get this to lock out.
All right, Tammy. M1 World Bench Press Champion equipped last year.
Yep, she's a great bencher. I really hope she gets this.
Is she lifting tomorrow also?
I don't believe so. She's
okay.
here for the Raw.
All right. She has the boxes under her feet, setting up for her big arch.
And you know what we haven't mentioned yet is Eric Curry, the handoff man. He is incredible.
Oh yeah.
Hands down the best handoff man. He travels everywhere to give handoffs for USA Powerlifting. We really appreciate him. Much better speed, and she locks it out.
There it is.
Heck yeah. Good job, Tammy.
All right,
that
Tammy.
should be 3 whites. Good lift for Tammy. And you
right.
know, that is a veteran lifter right there. That goes to show what having experience does for you. Let's watch that again.
Yep, she made some adjustments.
Got more speed off the chest, and the lockout was much better.
Yep.
Here comes Jade. 120 kilos, a 5 kilo jump from her second.
Anything over a 5 kilo jump, Ryan, at this level, you know, down in the 275, 350 range, that's quite a jump.
Absolutely.
You know,
and especially raw. It's a different thing when you're in equipment because you can always tweak something. But raw, it's just you. And so it does have a different effect. Takes it down to the chest. And she just can't get it.
It's tough. That's
2 for 3 on the day. All right, JT. She's leaving her attempt at 141.
world record.
311 pounds. This is to beat her own world record. This is going to be a new PR.
It's 2.5 kilo jumps. That's about 6 pounds.
$131 pounds.
Wow.
Benching 311. and not to discount her, but she's a female.
Oh, yeah.
So, boys, 311 pounds. That's the standard. You see Gino to the left announcing. He is the infamous Gino. And Gary has been partnering with him all week to announce this competition. And Gary took some time out of his announcing schedule to be here with us on the live stream. We appreciate it.
I'll be back on the mic this afternoon for the full meet.
Jen's getting fired up.
All right, Jen.
Here you hear her husband Donovan Thompson coaching her. Donovan's a really experienced powerlifting coach. Let's see Jen get this. Eric Curry with the handoff.
In moments like this, people tend to get quiet.
But really, we should be loud as hell.
We should be.
Yes.
And I try to encourage people when I'm announcing out there to try to get people to, when you're working out, you've got the music going and everything.
Oh, driving it, Jen Thompson.
Not
quite. So as it stands, she's in second. So Christian won. Christian won by 1 Wilkes point.
Okay. That's why Donovan left that lift up there.
We're going to see instant replay. Just missed it right in the midpoint. Yep, not quite there. But it's okay. Jen's won this thing many times, and Christian had a big monstrous bench press, a new world record. So
she'll still take home a nice check.
She will have a nice check, yes.
All right, Banika. Banika took a nice big jump here also. And this would be a world record attempt.
Well, she missed it on her second. Let's see if she can come back and get that world record on her third.
Okay, is this what she did on her second? Or attempted on her second? Or did she
She missed it on her second.
Okay.
And I just think the system rounds it up to
I see.
151.
I see. Because I can't, with my old eyes, I don't see that far.
It's 150 and a half kilos, 332 pounds for Banika.
All right, Banika.
This is the SSP Pro Raw Bench.
Banika's nickname used to be Bubbly Powerlifter.
I think.
And she has more personality than anybody I've ever met.
Fighting the lockout. Bonika's great. She is a bubbly powerlifter for sure. With a smile on her face, I think I heard her say, "I'm just tired."
Oh yeah.
And,
that's what she talked about this morning. I talked to her for a little while this morning, and I'm hoping that I could perhaps get her in my seat doing some announcing this afternoon and give me a break, and people will enjoy her.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And do you guys live close to each other? She lives in Nebraska. Does she ever make it up to announce any meets near you?
No.
Okay.
No.
I know she does announce meets though.
Yeah.
In Nebraska, Dakota area.
Yeah. She's perfect for it. She's got a lot of enthusiasm and very knowledgeable. All right, David Batsamze.
Reattempting his second attempt of 177.5 keys, 391 pounds for David.
All right, David, 391 pounds here on his third attempt. Missed it on his second. See if he makes enough adjustments to be able to.
All right, here it
it's
comes.
on its way. There's a sticking point. I think he's through it.
Yeah, there it is. What an attempt.
Right there.
That's what we love to see.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see some white lights judges.
We call those grinders.
We got a blue card. No lift. Downward movement on the bar.
Oh.
2 blue cards. If I was the coach, I may go protest that.
Perhaps.
I'm not sure if he got 1 white. Let's watch that again.
Yeah,
is there any downward movement?
Maybe there.
Perhaps right there.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
I don't know if it dropped. It stopped.
For those of you that don't know, the bar can stop moving. It just cannot move downward.
Right.
And the blue card means that the judges saw the bar move down. So
all
it's a
three,
no
do you
lift.
think?
I don't know if he got 1 white or not, but at this point it doesn't matter. It was a great attempt. If I was him, I would not let it ruin my day. I would be proud I made the attempt. It's just unfortunate the score sheet shows.
Yep, he knew he locked that out. Yeah.
Absolutely, it was a great fight, and he's a better lifter now because of that.
All right, Damien's trying to up his world record by 2 kilos. 2 additional kilos, 180, 397 pounds for an M2 64 kilo class lifter. Gino's at his finest this morning.
We have some exciting stuff coming after the Pro Raw Bench. We have the Slingshot Pro American with the best lifters in the United States and from across the world.
Yep.
Raw and equipped. It's going to be exciting.
There again, that bar was sagging to the right on its right side. So
that is very interesting.
Yeah.
And as someone, I'm competing tomorrow, so that makes me kind of nervous.
Yeah.
I'm going to scope that out and see what I can do to see if maybe we can get that bench swapped.
Yeah.
Because when you have 700, 800 pounds on the bar, that's not good news.
Yeah, well, I don't know what that is, but it seems to be consistent when people are coming off their chest and they hit their sticking points. It appears their left side is always higher. Just by a little bit. All these lifters are pushing their maxes right now.
Here's Jack reattempting his 190. Let's see if he can fight through it. Music's nice and loud this morning. I love it. Good morning.
Yep.
Arnold Sports Festival. USA Powerlifting is in the house.
Yes,
Jack
sir.
DiBenedetto's in the house. Let's see if he can get this third attempt.
419 pounds.
Much better than his last. Let's see if he can lock it out. Right arm, just a little. Yes, look at it. The right arm. But he gets
There
it.
it is.
Let's see 3 wides, judges. Good lift. You can see how excited Jack is. Interesting with the right arm, Gary.
Yep. You know, I don't know if it's a camera angle or what it is, but it appears that when
Let's see it again. Let's
watch
watch
it
that
come
right
down
arm.
from center to the right. See, watch the bar.
It is shifting to his right.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And if that bench is, say, a quarter, a half inch low on that right-hand side, it could.
That's all it takes.
It could have the weight. We should put a level on that thing after.
Let's do it. Let's make it happen, Gary. You and I.
Yeah.
Let's do these lifters a favor because we're going to have some equipped benchers on here later, and that could be bad news. Blaine Sumner will be competing, and he will have over 800 pounds on the bar.
Yeah. You know, it could be someplace on the platform where a piece of plywood could be a little higher.
Right.
So it's making that left side a little high. But by tomorrow, we should have that thing scoped out and level because they'll take it off the platform and they'll be putting it back up for you guys tomorrow.
Absolutely. Here's Brandon Maddox. Let's see if he can go 3 for 3. He took a 2.5 kilo jump, which is the call Gary would have made. And look, his right side's doing it again. That's very interesting.
Yeah. I just think on their descent, it appears that their right shoulder perhaps is a little bit lower and the weight is
and that's all it
shifting
can
over
take.
there.
And maybe that's why these guys are missing, getting out of the groove here. Chris Walter coming up. 2.5 kilo jump. Women's 93 kilo class.
Yeah, I noticed that's been up there quite a bit on that.
Yeah, I
board.
think all the 93 kilo class for some reason got labeled as women.
Yeah.
Mr. Scary Pants, Chris Walter, came back on his second after a miss on his first. It was a good drive. Let's see if this 2.5 kilo jump, he can fight through it and be successful.
I think we talked about that 2.5 kilo jump. We thought that was makeable for Chris.
Got great technique. I love where his feet are. Grips the bar. You know, it's a bit of a close grip, but let's watch that right side. Let's see if he can fight it. His elbows are flared. He's in a bad position. No lift. Good attempts for Chris today. He's successful with 195 kilos. Hopefully he'll be back, and we'll see him at Bench Nationals and hopefully the Arnold next year. Clint Poor, 202.5 kilos. Again, this is Clint. You've been hearing him all weekend. He's absolutely incredible on the live stream. This is going to be 5 kilos below his PR. I think he can get it. Last time it just kind of got out of the groove a bit, so let's see if Clint can rock this one out.
It'll be interesting when we look at this now when he starts. It could be that line that we're seeing on that sign could be a little bit off too, but it seems like consistently that right-hand side, now it's level, so you can see that line is level across. So where the bar is starting, it appears to be okay. Getting down to the end here, we have 6 attempts remaining.
See if Clint can get this. Get the start command down to his chest, nice and tight. Drives it, and he's shifting again, Gary.
Yeah.
We need to check that out.
Yeah. His form is textbook. If you were going to teach a class on bench pressing, how they set up, where their hands are on the bar, if you had a beginner with you, that's the video that you would play.
Absolutely.
Say, copy this. This is a good place to start. And then as that person learns, they can make their adjustments and what works better for them. But that is he has perfect form.
All right, here's Dennis. 2.5 kilo jump to 513 pounds. World record attempt for the legend, Dennis Cherry. Heavy D. If you don't get excited watching Dennis lift, there's something wrong with you. This guy is incredible. 2.5 times body weight raw. That's out of this world.
Does Dennis put a shirt on anymore? Ever?
Dennis doesn't. You know, he was a world champion in the shirt, and since Raw's come about, he's loved the Raw. I'd love to see him in a bench shirt.
Yeah.
He'd be over a 700-pound Raw bencher at this point. You know, at just 93 kilos, it'd be incredible to see him and Adam Amola duke it out. Let's see if Dennis can get it. Heavy D gets the handoff from Eric Curry. Start command from Bill Helmick. Down to the chest. Good speed off the chest. If anyone can do it, Dennis can. Driving. Let's see if that left arm can get there. Ah! Not quite.
Just a very
quite a
awesome
fight.
attempt.
Heavy D.
He's a showman.
Yes.
Awesome.
And
awesome
he is the
performance
sponsor
today.
of this meet. He's the owner of SSP Nutrition.
Okay.
He's today's sponsor. Let's watch that again. Quite a fight from the legend. Good speed off the chest you see here. Elbows flared a little too soon, but also that is Dennis's technique, so it's a bit different. You can't quite hold him to the same standard as others.
Another thing that I noticed, Ryan, with these bench pressers, the descent of the bar, some lifters let it just bomb down to their chest, and some keep control and stay tight the whole way down.
Yeah, and
Dennis is kind of in between there somewhere. You know.
And here's Leon, biggest arms in the competition, hands down.
Yeah.
No handoff, no wrist wraps, no problem for Leon. Let's see if we can get this third attempt.
Narrow grip.
He took a 10-kilo jump. That's
pretty aggressive.
That's a big jump.
Pretty aggressive.
His legs are in an odd position. He's not really driving with them. They're out in front of him, just kind of dangling there.
Just flat out strong.
Let's see. He's just brute strength. Yeah, I think 22 pounds was a
little
bit too
bit
aggressive.
much. Yeah.
But regardless, he has the biggest arms. That's worth something. He's 2 for 3 on the day. Robert Zajac is up, 535 pounds. The deputy and proud father from Florida. Let's see if he can get this. It's a 120-kilo class.
It's a big man.
He is a large human.
120 kilo class, that's 264 pounds. So
he carries it well.
At that or a little bit under.
He weighed in at 115, so about 5 kilos under. He could eat up a bit and then add some pounds to the bench. Let's see if he can get this. Robert from Florida. Nice and tight, disciplined, good drive. Not quite there.
Just about. 3/4 of the way up, that sticking point.
All right, Thomas Davis is up. Thomas went 281 to be 1 kilo over Christian Rackernell from Austria. Keep in mind this is a Wilks competition, so going a kilo over Christian doesn't quite do anything other than give you bragging rights to say, I had the biggest bench press at the Arnold.
Yep.
You know, watching his speed on that 600, I don't think this is going to be a problem, but the question is, can he keep his head down and be disciplined?
Yep. I think that's the whole thing. He's strong enough to do this, but it's just the technical side of it. You know, anybody can do it in the gym with your buddies.
Absolutely.
But right here on the platform, there's so many
Strict
things:
rules.
keeping the feet down, waiting for the commands, keeping the head down, keeping your butt on the bench. A lot of technical things that a person has to incorporate into the lift to make it successful.
Right. And watching Thomas bench is really impressive. He has long arms. He doesn't really arch. He's so powerful. I really wonder what his athletic background is. Looks like a football player.
Football, yeah.
Yep.
Got to be
620 for TD. Head is
long,
down.
Long stroke.
Long pause.
Look at that.
Long pause from Bill there. But you know, that could be a product of him sinking it in his chest.
That could be. And you have to wait for it to be motionless. And I'm sure that's what Bill was looking for, and probably just gave him the command when he saw it stop, and it'd be interesting to see a replay of that. When Bill, the head judge moves his hand and gives him that start command, and then we see the bar move. And we did see one replay earlier in the day where we saw the bar go before the hand. But
that guy got away by the skin of his teeth. Here comes Christian.
All right, this is the final bench press of this
He's your
contest.
winner today. This lift is simply to increase the world record. He's already won. He wants the crowd to get excited. Let's hope everyone gets loud for this man. 628 pounds raw in the IPF, a new world record. You guys can't see this, but off camera you have Thomas Davis cheering on his competition. And that makes powerlifting special.
Yep.
Your competition cheers you on. There's no other sport in the world where that happens.
All about that respect.
Not today.
Love it. But he is a champion. 2016 Arnold champion. All the way from Austria.
All right, he is our winner, Christian Wackernell, with a 280-kilo bench press. And that is the end of the SSP Pro Raw bench competition. We had some really impressive lifts today.
That was awesome. It was fun working with you, Ryan.
Absolutely, Gary. And we will hear you on the mic later, and perhaps I'll be back to do some more live stream announcing.
Right, and I won't be able to watch you tomorrow. I feel bad about that, but I have to go coach on the main stage.
My heart. It's okay.
We got a Minnesota boy in there, Luke Klein, and Brad will be helping out also with Sean Coleman and Brian Dermody.
Yeah, the whole squad's there.
Yeah.
That's all good. I'll hold it down here with the bench press. And
yeah, you hold it down over here, and I'll see what I can do over there tomorrow.
Excellent.
It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Folks, stay tuned. We have the Slingshot Pro American coming up shortly. All right, folks, this is Ryan Carrillo here with Jen Thompson, coming at you live from the Arnold Classic, the Arnold Sports Festival. Jen just got done competing in the SSP Pro Raw Bench competition. Jen, you went 2 for 3. Tell me what happened on that last attempt.
Last attempt, I was trying to break my own world record, and it was just too heavy, to be quite honest. Everything looked good. I was trying to get my weight down to have a good Wilks, and I think I might have cut it maybe a little bit too much. And I also had to run over and weigh in for my next competition, so I couldn't hydrate after I weighed in for this one. So I was holding my weight for this one for the next one, so I think that might have hurt just a bit.
Just a tad. And so you're getting ready to compete in the Slingshot Pro American after this, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Awesome. And so typically at this competition, we look forward to seeing you and Dennis go at it. This year, it was actually Christian Wackernell of Austria who had a huge world record bench of 280 kilos. One of the great things about the Arnold Sports Festival is we get lifters from all over the world. How do you feel about that?
Fine. Like, I wasn't really worried about him because it was 93 and below this year for the prize money. So I was more worried just about breaking my record. If I was competing about him, I probably would have picked my third a little differently, so that would have guaranteed the biggest Wilks for the meet. But really I just had my eyes on the cash, honestly.
And you're going to be walking away with a nice check. We look forward to seeing you in the Slingshot Pro American. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ryan.
Awards, but I want to introduce you to Dennis Cherry. Come on up, Dennis. He's the owner of SSP Nutrition and a sponsor of this meet. And as they're coming out, come on out, I want him to say a few words both about his company and his long and distinguished career. As Gino said, the best bench presser in the world for 27 straight years. Dennis.
Thank you. Well, I should qualify that by saying male bench presser because I just got beat by Jen. Can't be too good. Well, thank you everybody for coming to participate in SSP Raw Challenge. You know, the company was founded on the principles of being banned substance free, being safe for the athletes, and you know, really being a mechanism of an outlet for athletes to go to where they don't know what to take as far as supplements go. You know, athletes at this level, food alone is not going to get them to where they want to be, and they really need a supplement to take, whether it's protein, amino acids, and all of the other compounds that are advancing. The technology is moving quickly with nutrient timing. And I designed this product for athletes like myself who are drug-free. You know, you go to a GNC or a vitamin shop, you don't know what to take. There's things on the shelves that are questionable. You could take something that's on the shelf and then get drug tested and fail the drug test and be kicked out of the federation as a result. So we're the name that you can trust. We put everything we have into making sure that an athlete who gets drug tested is going to pass. And if they fail, it's certainly not going to be from our product because I take it. Everybody that I know takes it, a lot of friends, hundreds and hundreds of athletes have taken it who are drug tested. So even my own mother takes it because it's a safe product. So, you know, I'm not really here to sell you on the product. I just maybe little education that there's not a lot of products out there that you can take with confidence, knowing that you're not going to fail a drug test, and we are certainly one of them, and we think that we're the leader in the drug-free powerlifting in the USAPL, and we want to continue to work close with you and your organization over the years for the long term to be a strategic partner so the athletes have all the nutrition that they need to be the best that they can be. So, thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. Dennis is also going to be the medals presenter. Go, if you would, and see Priscilla. We're going to start with the lightweight division. In 8th place in her first IPF international competition, Mariana Namova from Russia, setting a sub-junior world bench press record today. Welcome. Just stay up here. In 7th place, Tammy Walker. In 6th place, David Butsamsi. In 5th, Chris Walter. In 4th place, Damian Fransalia. Your bronze medalist and winner of $500, Brandon Maddox. Second place. Yes, he does. With the big check, Brandon Maddox. Your silver medalist, Dennis Heavy D Cherry, receiving his medal from Priscilla Ribic, the meet organizer and world champion. And your gold medalist, winner of $1,000 and the bragging rights for the next year, Jennifer Thompson. Congratulations. Great show, great performance by everybody. And starting in 8th place, Jade Dickens. In 7th, Benika Law. In 6th place, Jack DiBenedetto. Your 5th place winner, Clint Poor. In 4th place, from Canada, Leon Brown, setting the Master 2 and the Master 1 world records today. Your bronze medalist and winner of $500, Robert Zajac. Your silver medalist, Thomas Davis. Thomas displayed great sportsmanship today. He cheered on the man who beat him to win the $1,000, Christian Wackernell. And these are your heavyweight champions. Congratulations, everybody. Mariana is in her first international competition, and before we close, she'd like to say a few words to you.
Hello, everyone. It's my first international competition in IPF, and I'm so happy to be here. It's the best federation in the world, and I want to say thank you everyone. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, and thank you for coming. So that wraps up the bench press competition. We are going to now have a segment that we call Meet the Pros. You guys can go have lunch. We'll have a Meet the Pros, and you can meet some of the most prominent, successful athletes in the history of the IPF. Please give all the lifters a round of applause as they file off. They put on a great performance. I don't know how many world records we had today. We had a lot of world records today. Thank you all. One of the things we do here at the Arnold Sports Festival as we continue to raise the level of powerlifting is we have segments throughout the weekend called Meet the Pros. And our highest level athletes come up and speak to you about their training and their careers, their goals for the future. And you have an opportunity, if you'd like to ask them questions. So if you do have questions after they speak, please come up to the front and I'll let you have the mic and you can ask them the questions and they can answer for you. I'll start out with Brad Gillingham, little guy here to my left. Brad has been participating in the Arnold Sports Festival since the IPF and USA Powerlifting came. He competes, although he's injured this year and won't be, but he competes generally in the pro deadlift. He wins every year. He has successfully deadlifted more than 800 pounds, 102 times. I don't have that many fingers and toes. And with that, Brad is also a member of the IPF Hall of Fame, one of the most decorated athletes internationally in history. I'm going to turn the microphone over to Brad, and he'll tell you whatever he wants, I guess.
Thanks, Larry. I don't know, where do I start, Larry? I guess it's been a great journey. Started lifting in the ADFPA, American Drug-Free Powerlifting Association, back in 1989. And eventually, ADFPA became the USAPL. I think a big part of my success over the years is a commitment to be drug-free, stay drug-free, and live a drug-free lifestyle. And take those gains a little bit at a time. And then as I've gotten older, try to prevent those downfalls on strength. But staying drug-free, working hard, the organization's been great. We're the top of the world in powerlifting. IPF is a great place to lift once we get international, and it's just been a great ride, and I'm very thankful to the organization for all their hard work. Larry and Priscilla and Johnny and all of our judges and organizers and Rob Keller and on and on. Greg Page, the work he does at the Arnold. It takes a big commitment from a lot of people, and I'm very thankful for that.
Thank you, Brad. Brad is a master lifter, as are all of these athletes up here. And one of the things that's remarkable in USA Powerlifting and in the IPF, that lifters last a considerable period of time over the years. The idea that powerlifting is a young person's sport is wrong. There are two lifters here who are in their 40s. There's one in her 50s. Let me introduce next to you Inger Blikra from Norway. She is also a member of the IPF Hall of Fame. She has been competing for more than 20 years. She is the sole powerlifter who has won the King's Award in Norway. So let me turn the microphone over to Inger for just a minute.
Thank you, Larry. I competed at my first World Championships in 1985. So it's a lot more than 20 years. It's more than 30, actually. And when you compete that many years and meet all these people again and again, IPF becomes your second family. And it's a nice family to compete in and to meet and to have fun with. Larry said that, and also Brad said, you can compete for lots of years. Also, when you're a master, I'm a master too, and I will turn 55 this summer. And when you compete drug-free, lifetime drug-free, you can go on for years and years. It's just hard work, and it's very fun to be here.
Tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, we have the pro deadlift on the expo stage. Inger will be lifting there, and at 55 years old, she remains one of the very best deadlifters in the world. Please give her a round of applause. Last and certainly not least, Dennis Cherry. Those of you who just walked in perhaps didn't see it, but Dennis is the sponsor of the SSP Nutrition Professional Raw Bench Press Championships. What Gino said as we went through the competition is that Gino has been the best bench presser in the world, a world champion for 27 years in a row. And that speaks to incredible longevity, but not only longevity, Dennis has set open world records into his master years as well. So with that, I'll turn it over to Dennis Cherry.
Thank you. Well, I'm not going to speak too much about longevity. I think we got that covered. But I will speak a little bit about, a lot of people ask me, how do they get better? How do they become a champion? And I think it's really important to say that, you know, when you write down a workout program, whether it's a bench press or a powerlifting or something, it's easy to see it on paper. You go to the gym and you try to do those numbers, but it's not a two-dimensional program. It's not, you know, training is not just, oh, somebody told me to do 8 reps with so many pounds and I went to the gym and I did it. And then I go home and I should get stronger. It's, you know, there's a lot of dynamics when it comes to training, but one thing that resonates in my sessions that really make the difference is that you have to have intensity in your training. Not all along, 12 weeks, 10 weeks, intense workouts. You have to have a fire in your belly. You really have to want to do it. Nothing is going to change until you change something. I don't know who said that, but I mean, I don't think I invented it. You really need to go to the gym and push yourself to the limit, push your body to the limit. And yes, there's some days that you don't go so heavy that it's lighter, but the intensity still needs to be there. I'm just a believer in you got to push your body to reach to the next level. Otherwise, you're just going to kind of move sideways. You can't, you know, you have to balance that with staying away from injuries. And if you do feel an injury, start to come off it a little bit. But if you're healthy and you're feeling good, you got to push that needle into the red line if you want to make some differences in this sport. Whether you're 47 or 55 or 27, it doesn't matter. It's just a little harder to do as you get older because you get lazier, but all of the fundamentals are still the same. Of course, you couple that with good rest, good nutrition, good stress management, and you got yourself all of the winning ingredients to become a champion. And I hope that even if there's just one person in this room that can make that change and become a better powerlifter, that I'm happy to help. Thank you.
Thank you. If any of you have questions, would you please come on down? I'll give you the mic and you can ask them. If there are none, these 3 fine athletes will be off on the side by our sponsors banner in the back hallway, and you can have your picture taken with them or ask them questions. So, are there any questions from the crowd at this point? Seeing none, thank you all for coming and for sharing your experiences. And if you would file off to the back there, and people will come around to see you. Thank you again. Some of the very best athletes in the International Powerlifting Federation. Aha, there is one.
Okay. What is your guys' 3 top exercises for deadlift lockout, if that's the issue that we have?
The question was, what are your top exercises for deadlift? And Dennis doesn't do a whole lot of deadlifting, but Brad, I guess Brad's going to answer that question.
I like to do, for many years, do a lot of rack pulls at various heights, some above the knee, some below, and really push the weight on that. I've actually been up over 1,100 pounds pulling out of that rack. And so that incorporates a lot of hip extension, glute extension. I also do a lot of Romanian deadlifts, which is a big one on extension, hip extension, glute strength. And those are probably my big 2. And I do a lot of raw lifting over the years, a lot of raw squats, 5x5, and try to really get a lot of good extension on those.
Thank you, Brad. Anyone else have anything to add on that? Other questions?
Oh, yeah, look at my man. Center first.
At which age did you guys start at?
I started lifting very seriously at the age of 14. Fanatic about it. Read every magazine there was and never missed a workout, even if I had the flu or something like that. And I started competing when I was 18. So.
I started when I was 23, competed at my first World Championship when I was 24. The reason I started was that I had bad knees. I had some knees problems. I was trying to do track and field and be a sprinter, but I had knees problems. So powerlifting is good for your knees.
I got pictures of me lifting when I was 3-4 years old. My dad played for the Packers, did all of his training in the off season at home in the garage, and he had us out in the garage lifting. But I got more serious into it, training for other sports. I could say the same thing Inger said. I had a very traumatic knee injury when I was 19 and started really squatting heavy at that point to get stronger, get my knee better. First competition was when I was 23 years old.
Thank you. Other questions? All right. Thank you all. If you would file off to the side here.